Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. And in 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist, or maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. I've been using BetterHelp for quite a while now, and it's super easy and convenient. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Listen, write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Hims. Men, life is stressful and you have plenty to worry about without adding performance in the bedroom to your list. Hims provides access to treatments that can help you stay hard and last longer, giving you the boost of confidence so you can be ready whenever the mood strikes. Hard, extra hard. So all you got to do is answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No need for those uncomfortable doctor visits. So, my friends, start your free online visit today at hims.com/geniusbrain. That's HIMS.com/geniusbrain for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/geniusbrain.
Real, and it infuriates me, is when these little fucking anime nerds are being interviewed and they go, how could you think Naruto can beat Goku? It's like, here, let me just break down the stats. Hey, you fucking loser, it's a drawing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not weed, I swear. It's weed. Oh God. Welcome everybody to the Genius Brain Podcast.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. I did that for comedic effect. It's not. I don't do drugs. Where am I? I am your host, David So. Ed Park VP is here.
What's up?
Ed wants to show me a clip. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I just wanted to play it for you blind, but the one thing I'll tell you is that this is Elon Musk's dad. Okay?
I didn't know he added that. I thought he came from a pod.
When I got in there was a principal in the room, and this woman was in there, this older woman. She's going like this, she's very unhappy. And I said, yeah, what's it? So they said, no, we got a problem with Elon. So I said, grade 2. So I said, what's the problem? Worrying now that he said something bad. They said, no, we think he's retarded. Geesh. No, that's the word they used. I said, retarded. They said, yes. And then the teacher, I said, what do you mean? So the teacher said, no, he doesn't listen in class. He just looks out the window all the time. Just looks out the window. And then when I talk to him, then he doesn't even respond. He just sits staring out the window. So we think he's retarded. So I said, really? Because I knew he wasn't retarded. So the teacher said, yes. I would even go up to him and I shake him on the shoulder. And then eventually he turns around, say, what? And one time she said, yesterday when I shook him on the shoulder, he turned around and he said, the trees are turning green. Obviously it's spring or something, And so they came to the conclusion he's retarded. So then we didn't know what to do. We were sitting in the room there.
Yo, Father of the Year award, dude. What the fuck? Who released that shit?
It was on a podcast. I think it's called Podcast and Chill. That's the hashtag on the video, at least.
Who was that?
They're like South African podcasts.
What's wrong? His son's retarded.
They bleeped it, but kept the word.
It's like, what do you mean? What is this misplaced beep, dude?
That's the word they use.
He goes, I think he's beep retarded. Yo, that's so fucking funny, dude. And I like how the teacher just shook him, or he turns around and is like, the leaves are turning green. Yo, this is a fucking alien. It's not that he's mentally challenged. He's not from this earth.
Yeah.
There are two people.
That's why he wants to leave so bad.
Yeah. I miss home. I'm 100% sure two people are aliens. It's fucking Elon Musk and fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
For sure. They're not human.
They're not. Zuckerberg Even the way he
lizard.
he's a lizard
His
human,
eyeballs,
bro.
His eyes.
eyeballs. Okay.
He's like first gen CGI.
Yes.
Eyeballs, like because they're dead.
It's like they
There's
didn't
no
have
soul.
the technology to recreate a human perfectly, and this is the closest they could get.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the bugs that wear like human skin, like an MIB? He's like, or like those people that look at this guy. He's not human.
He looks like he should blink sideways.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking alien, dude. I guarantee you he is not human at all. At all.
Oh. It makes me wonder about his portrayal in the Facebook movie. What's that called? Social Network. Great movie. But he's nothing like this, what we see in Mark Zuckerberg in real life.
He's trying to learn how to be a person, but he's never been one, so he doesn't know how. That's how he looks like and seems when he talks. It's just like how he looks, his dilated pupils all the time.
Did you see when parents of bullied children who committed, unalived themselves?
Yeah.
They confronted Mark Zuckerberg in Congress.
Really?
And holding pictures of their kid like, your app spread all these lies and said this about my son and that got my son killed, And there was different parents' pictures of their kids, right? And then he stood up and turned around and looked at them. He goes, I'm sorry. Like, if you need an apology, I'm sorry.
He's not human. He's not human, dude. There's no fucking way, dude. I'm sorry. Hi.
Yeah.
The fuck? This is a really good impression, dude. He literally talks like that.
There's a tone, but it's not a human tone.
It's not a human tone.
So you're speaking English, but
dude, they need to scan his body, dude. I guarantee you there's like fucking tentacles inside his body, like a fucking hentai movie.
I mean, dude, he was pretty ripped when he was working out with fucking city kickboxing guys.
That's why, like, I think he loves MMA and stuff because he didn't realize that the human body could do other things. Right? He's like, this is a new, wow, I've never thought.
The muscles are capable of so much more.
Yeah, like it's just, he's learning a different part of being a human being.
Right.
He's not real. I'm telling you, he's not fucking real, dude.
Well, the theory behind my fucking bed, I thought this was, it's my cousin in the hills. No, I'm fine.
Oh, I thought it was the one that hates you.
Yeah.
Hope you're dead.
Related to. Which reminds me, that cousin we were talking about? Guess who his favorite comic book movie character is? Lex Luthor.
Okay. From
Batman v Superman.
Interesting.
He quotes that character a lot.
Your cousin's gonna kill somebody.
That's where I was looking at Mark Zuckerberg, and I was like, "Oh, you reminded me of that my cousin again."
Your cousin's gonna kill somebody, and he's gonna be on a Netflix series, and then you're gonna be interviewed. They're gonna talk about that story at the airport.
Gonna be like, "I didn't know. I swear to God, I never knew."
Yeah. They're gonna bring up the airport story, and they're gonna ask if they can license that podcast clip of the fucking story. That shit is fucking crazy, dude. Who says
of
that?
all people? Like, I'm not going to say it's his favorite, but he quotes him a lot. And for some reason brings him up a lot. And I think he really, I saw a liking to that character.
There's so many interesting people in this world. You know what the type of people that pissed me off like the most recently is actually, I know this is so weird. I have nothing against these people. But every time I see it, it pops up on a reel and it infuriates me.
Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Listen, I know that a lot of you out there may not focus on your mental health, but as I always say, mental health is mental wealth. And it's something that I've been working on for probably the better half of my life now, and it's helped me to grow immensely on a personal level. And listen, every January, it brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. And in 2025, maybe you're ready for that plot twist, or maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. See, life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life. And if you want to be empowered, well, guess what? You can do that by creating your own meaningful story that you deserve to live. And you could do that with BetterHelp. And listen, I've benefited from therapy for so many years, and I still go to therapy now. It's not something that I just, do every now and then, only when I need it. I make it a part of my life, and it has helped me to just, I don't know, reorganize my life, set better goals, and it just helped me improve as a better person on the daily. So remember, BetterHelp is fully online and is making therapy very affordable and convenient, and it serves over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of over 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. So write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius.
Is when these little fucking anime nerds are being interviewed and they go, how could you think Naruto can beat Goku? It's like, here, let me just break down the stats. Hey, you fucking loser. It's a drawing. It's a fucking drawing.
So what are you going to do to prevent your son from going down that road?
If I would, listen, my kid could be whatever he wants. He could be trans. He could be gay. That unacceptable.
Yeah, you can. No weebs in this
No
house.
weebs in this fucking house.
Kick him out.
You can watch anime and enjoy it just like your dad does. If you go on a tirade and you're visibly angry because somebody said Goku can beat Naruto, I will kill you myself with my bare hands. Like looking at that, I'm like, how big of a loser can you be?
Yeah,
It's a drawing.
You know, you got to fix the algorithm, because even sometimes on X, I'll see like why this person would destroy this person. And it's some bullshit I don't give a fuck about.
Like, it also doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They're all make-believe.
Yeah.
You could make-believe whatever you want. I think Stanley actually said that.
Right.
Stanley
True.
was being interviewed, and he was so upset. He goes, hey, guess who controls the fucking writing? The fucking writer. So they could
Right.
do whatever. Spider-Man could kill Superman. Superman could kill it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, speaking of new Superman trailer.
Oh, we should talk about that. Do you
What
like
do you
it?
think? I liked it.
It looks very comic booky. It's different.
Yeah, because it's like not trying to make Superman make sense in our world.
Yeah.
We're going into the DC world. We're going to accept the world for what it is. So they're already on to the story. We don't need another origin or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? We don't need a viewpoint. And what I heard it from other sources too, but yeah, let me hear your thoughts too, actually. I need to hear your thoughts so I can kind of process what
I haven't seen what other people thought about it, but I immediately felt that a lot of people weren't going to like it, right? What I saw about it was this is truly a comic book movie. Right?
Yes.
This is definitively what it is. Like the OG, this is what it looked like.
It's like the closest thing to Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
Animated show.
Like
yeah.
when I saw it, I was like, oh, what a different take. And I didn't think that the spin on going into a comic book world would be to actually go backwards.
Yeah.
Right? Because now, the Christopher Nolan thing happened and everybody wanted to take a piece of that. We should make this as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
But the great thing about comic books is like, it's not real.
Yeah, it's not real.
Right? So I didn't think that they would have gone the other way, where it's like, let's actually lead into the stuff that people think is corny.
That's how you know that somebody's a fucking fake movie critic. Because they'll say, well, how does Superman fly?
Bro,
It's not real. That's just that he just does, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like Marvel, Spider-Man swings with webs, Thor throws his hammer, and that launches him. There are multiple things like people have that's based on science in a way, even though it's not real or innocent. Like Hulk's power comes from gamma radiation. Like there's some kind of reason, right? Like Superman literally defies gravity just cause he does, right? He has laser eyes just cause he does. And that's what I'm ready to accept. Like, give us all of that. The kaiju, this world full of color and whatever. And at first, I was obviously not happy that Henry Cavill got bumped.
yeah.
Because I love him as Superman. But we don't know him as Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Do we even like him as Clark Kent?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Do we like him at all? Like his Superman character? Because I love looking at, not to sound gay, no kidding. I love looking at him
gay, dude.
as Superman because he is damn good looking as a Superman.
He looks definitively what Superman would look like.
Yeah. And then we have this other Superman now, and he brought back the underwear, right? And what I read was he was saying like he doesn't give a shit what the adults think about his underwear. He's dressed like a pro wrestler. Close.
Kidding. I'm joking.
He's dressed like a pro wrestler because kids like gravitate towards that, right? And you saw that in the trailer with the kid calling out to Superman and the adults throwing shit at him, protesting against him. And then I thought about, my life revolved a lot about Christianity, and Zack Snyder tried to do a, God Amongst Us story, aka Hercules, aka Jesus Christ. He leaned towards Jesus Christ, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was very surface level Catholic symbolism of Jesus, I think. And if this story goes towards what I hope it's going, when the poster, did you see it?
Yeah.
And it says look up, right? I don't necessarily think it's like look up to the sky. It's like a Superman that we can look up to. Like a person we want to be like, that we can put our hope in. And I think about it religiously because of, even in my life that I experience, is my disdain and my anger at God of where were you, right? But my childlike faith in that past was like, where I would cry out and call out to God, and he was so reliable to me then, right? And I wonder if he's going to touch in, like, subconsciously, without even knowing the Bible story, about what it's like to have the childlike wonder that Jesus asks Christians to have. And between that and like people who are Pharisaic and people who are going of earth, like a Lex Luthor, right? Who has all the money, he has all the power, but he just hates Superman because he's everything that he's not.
Yeah.
It's like what Jesus was to the Pharisees, in a sense.
Jesus is like, I'm pretty sure the person who wrote Superman, it is biblical. It is Jesus. He's literally
Something
coming
like
to
that.
earth
Yeah.
to save humanity. And he's like almost crucified for it.
Yeah.
Right? So I always thought like, oh, this is literally an ode to Jesus, like literally the Bible.
Man of Steel has so much Christian symbolism.
Yeah.
And a few analogies, which I think he did well. But that whole thing got lost with Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Where it was like, does Batman give a shit about us?
Yeah.
Does he want to save us? And then that's another thing. If you killed him at the end of the second movie, like, we don't care about him. And we didn't get to see him be Superman.
It was just clumsy. Everything was so clumsy.
Yeah.
So there was like no real payoff. Like it didn't really make sense. Right? Dude. So I just remembered that you were the one that mentioned there was a Madam Web movie, right? It's on Netflix.
Right.
I saw it.
How was it? I heard it's just ass
Can I just
of the
say
year.
this? It took me 5 tries to finish it.
Why did you try to finish it?
So I kept watching and I would stop.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it, watch it again, stop. Because I can't even review the movie. First of all, when I saw Madam Web, I didn't connect that was what you were talking about in the previous podcast. I thought they brought a CW TV show
to the big screen.
to Netflix. So when I stopped it the first time, I realized there weren't any more episodes. I was like, oh, is this a movie?
Yeah.
You
thought it was a CW
I thought it was like a
show.
CW show. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought it was it is so bad. It's no wonder nobody heard about it.
Yeah.
You can't even promote it because it's embarrassing.
You just keep thinking, like, who thinks it's okay? Why does Sony keep putting out, like, look, no matter what people say, Venom movies fucking suck.
Yeah.
I hate him. The second one, I walked out of the theater, like, because I was just, a homie was in town. We went out to the theaters. It was the only thing out, and we left after 30 minutes. And they wouldn't give me my refund back because they said we watched too much of it. And I was like, one choice is to get our money's worth and sit through that and scramble our brains, or we just leave. We fucking left, dude. We're like, it was that bad to me. And then after that, all these other Sony villain, Morbius, and what the fuck was else out there? I can't even remember. They're just terrible.
Terrible.
The latest one came out, Kraven the Hunter or whatever.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even hear about that
That's
one.
what I'm saying. They had, like, think about it. You call it a Spider-Man universe, a Spider-Verse, and Spider-Man's not in it. Who the fuck wants to watch it?
Who cares?
Here's the thing. It's Sony. They have the rights. They could have had fucking Spider-Man be in these fucking movies. They just chose not to.
Like, those people don't matter. They only matter because they're adjacent to Spider-Man.
Yes.
It's just like the dumbest fucking thing
What
ever.
are they without Spider-Man?
Yeah, unless you're trying to do something very like avant-garde, like artsy, like a different twist. It's like, what if we heard the story of, I don't know, let's go into the Batman, like Alfred.
Kind of like doing the Joker movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
By the way, did you see the second one?
no, I heard it was terrible.
I got through, I don't know, I for some reason I had to turn it off, and I forget why I never went back to it.
The thing that I heard that
I'm
people-
sure I'll
people
watch it.
really disliked about it, which I'm very scared of, is that, you know, it became a musical.
Yeah.
But it was just so out of place. Like, it just didn't make sense.
It didn't have to be.
It didn't have to be that. And they were just like, what the fuck is this shit, dude?
Right.
So I will watch that. I mean, listen, I just went through 3 days of watching one movie. So, because I thought like, oh, maybe we could talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. Like
Right.
everything that you could think of that's bad about a film, this movie has. So just go into knowing that before you go watch it. It's so fucking terrible. It's just like, what the fuck are her powers? Who is the fucking main character? Who the fuck cares about any of these? The most ridiculous things happen to. It's just,
She goes blind at the end,
oh my God.
right? I don't know.
You
But
just-
she sees the future.
She starts seeing the future. She doesn't go blind, but
Oh, okay.
just watch it, and it's just like, this is basically, and you don't even get to see a full scope of her like her dope powers. It's just like kind of there, not really. So you just get a taste of nothing.
Right? Such a massively pointless film.
Pointless as shit. It could have been an episode.
Right.
That's why I thought it was a fucking series. The thing I don't understand too about people, you know, when they fuck up comic book stories, it's like, you know, the story's already written for you.
Yeah, there's source
It's there.
material.
The source material is there. And we're talking about a lot of source material.
Right.
Just, you know what you can actually do? You don't even need to hit up the authors and the writers or the people who are creating the new comic books. Just go on Reddit. These weebs know more than anybody else. I.e., the people who Naruto could kill Spider-Man whenever he wants. Those are the people that are talking on these forums 24 fucking 7.
Right.
They go in depth on things. You just read that, you're pretty much good to go.
It's upsetting because these movies cost like $200 million.
Oh my God, man.
You could have done so much.
200 million?
Yeah.
Unreal.
That's why the argument these days is like, make 20 movies, you know, for like 10 million.
Yeah.
You know? You can make, and that you're gonna have a really good shot of having great movies.
And I really feel like with Marvel films, the marketing doesn't have to be as hard because the fan base is already built in.
That's why they're so lazy
Yeah.
about it, though. Because the trailer can open up and say Marvel, and the general public thinks it's literally in the Marvel universe.
Dude, I just can't watch another shitty fucking comic book film again. Like we've had such a terrible run at it.
Yeah.
I've lost almost all interest in Marvel films that are popping up. Like I still have to watch Deadpool because I heard everybody loved it because it was super funny.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch it
so
for sure.
You know, but I was so just like over comic book
Right.
stuff at the time. I didn't even want to watch that.
Okay, so here's another thing. Like, I don't actively watch something with The Rock in it,
Yes.
with Jack Black in it, with Kevin Hart in it, and now with Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna watch Deadpool, you know, and it's the most Ryan Reynolds-y you can go. But there's really great, pleasant surprises.
Yeah.
But there's also non-stop Ryan Reynolds. Just non-stop Ryan Reynolds.
That I mean, I'll probably, just like when I watched the Thor Love and Thunder, which
Yeah.
wasn't a good movie, I just went in knowing how stupid it was going to be, and it made me enjoy it. I think I have to do that with Deadpool.
It's much better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad by any means, but it didn't really like. It's hard to say it's Deadpool 3, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
It's just a Deadpool and Wolverine like schlock. Like
Okay.
it's fun.
I heard
fun.
it's very enjoyable. Nobody
Yeah.
said anything bad about it. A lot of people didn't like Moana 2.
Right.
Nobody talked about that fucking movie at all.
That's true.
Right?
Oh, man.
People see there's a lot of misses right now, especially like CGI stuff.
Okay, look, I've been wanting to watch The Wild Robot, and I asked around, and people didn't want to go watch with it. And I'm like, am I going to be a loser and watch this animated movie by myself? This grown ass man. I need to shave before I go in.
Yeah,
so I don't
yeah,
look like
yeah.
a weirdo, you know? But apparently it's so good, they're re-releasing it in theaters this month.
Oh, really?
So I'm definitely not going to miss it this time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I don't give a fuck if I go by myself. I'm going to go and watch it because I've been wanting to watch it.
Like that's why now I'm actually going back and I'm watching older movies that are classics that I haven't seen because I need to get some good stuff in the Rolodex first before I watch something else.
Right.
Like I'm rewatching Sopranos again after I just finished it. Right.
Really?
Yeah.
From the start?
From the start because I missed a lot of things.
Okay.
Because I'm watching things so fast. Like
Right.
there's certain things that I missed out on. I started watching other people's reviews on stuff. Not stuff I agree with, some things I don't agree with, but very good conversation.
Finally, the ending.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the ending, right?
Yeah.
Sopranos has been a while. When the ending happened for Sopranos,
They literally just had their 25th anniversary
Oh, did they?
celebration. So it's like, it's fine. You're not spoiled.
okay. So when I watched the ending, it took me like I was telling John this. It took me a while to kind of come with my own conclusions because I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
First it was anger, and then it was like, "Wait, they did this on purpose for some reason, right?" And the only reason why I came to this conclusion is because I watched it so fast that I could reference it to the previous episode. From my opinion, and I'm curious to see what other people say. I don't know if this is a popular theory, but Chris would talk about what it was like to die when he was in that bed, where he was saying that you kind of see your own life and you have to relive hell over and over and over again. I'm assuming that that's what that ending was because when Tony walked up, he saw his life and he has to see his death. Because I think that's what Chris mentioned in his hospital bed when he almost died. So I'm assuming that that episode is him reliving his life and it's the hell that he has to constantly live over and over again. Because what Chris said was that in hell, you have to watch yourself die every day for the rest of your life.
Right.
So I'm thinking that when Tony walked up, that's when we as the audience is supposed to realize, oh, he's already dead and he's reliving the last day of his life.
Genius Brains listeners, this podcast is brought to you by Hims. Listen, when your car breaks down, you take it to a mechanic with no hesitation. You need it. And it's not something most guys can fix by themselves. And men should think the exact same way about ED, aka erectile dysfunction. Listen, spooky word, right? But look, the reality is you might be hesitant to seek help. And we get it. Well, guess what? Thankfully, through Hims, you can get access to personalized ED treatment without stepping outside your door. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing you with the access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for those uncomfortable doctor visits. All you have to do is answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. So start your free online visit today at hims.com/geniusbrain. That's hims.com/geniusbrain for your personalized ED treatment options. That's hims.com/geniusbrain.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
I have no clue either. For me, it was just like that it's never going to end. He's always going to look over his shoulder. Because there were so many factors of who he was looking out for. And then the repetitiveness of going in through the doors and stuff. And also the guy who went
into the
behind him
bathroom.
too. So it's like you just don't know.
Yeah.
And at that point for me, whether it's a cliffhanger or not, it was just like, say he survived or say he got shot.
Yeah.
Even though there's no conclusion, it's just like the whole thing is this guy is irredeemable in a sense. Yeah.
When you guys
the cycle
watch
just
this series,
goes on.
I mean, our next episode that we'll do a Soprano. I'm dying to talk about it. I don't give a fuck how old it is, and they
Yeah.
just did the anniversary. It's perfect because like literally the most perfect show I've ever seen. In terms of like character development of how it's weird because I kept watching interviews of David Chase. The writing was so good, in my personal opinion, is that we as the audience could create our own narratives just based on the characters that the actors were developing on their own without David Chase, right? Like how Tony Soprano would portray Tony Soprano, the character, led us to the conclusions about his psychopathy, his sociopathy, all this other stuff that we create a narrative in a world that even the writers didn't necessarily write there, but it's kind of there for you to see.
Right.
So like the ending too is like multiple interpretations. Like I interpret it as, oh, he's been dead the whole time. And so it's kind of weird seeing that there was like this other theory too. I think it was called like the spaghetti theory or something, but he actually died from a heart attack. So because there was a lot of inferences about him gaining weight in the show, about him like needing to lose weight and blah, 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 blah. And he actually died at the diner from a heart attack. Because
I have no clue.
yeah, there's a lot
out
of weird
there.
fucking theories. And every character in the show, it's so unique and fucking weird, right? Like you kind of get to know them almost on a personal level. And you get to see all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, why they are the way that they are without having to do too much like flashbacks, which is so fucking great.
Yeah.
Which is such an easy tool to use nowadays in like these series where they constantly use flashbacks. And they did have them in Sopranos, but it wasn't a majority of the show. So like Tony Soprano, just watching him like develop into this guy where you kind of like are almost like proud of him. Oh, you're a mobster that's going to therapy? Oh, wow, dude, I'm really proud of this guy. And then you start to see throughout the show, it's like the therapy isn't there for him to get better. He's using it to sharpen his tools as a sociopath.
Yeah, and manage.
Yeah.
Manage.
So I spoke to a therapist friend of mine, and I asked her if this is real. She goes, that is a very real thing that happens. She goes, when you get somebody who is a grade A narcissist, you start to see that these conversations that you're teaching them these tools on how to be a better wife or a husband. They don't see it as a tool to better themselves. They see it as a tool to control their spouse.
Yeah.
And that's what Tony Soprano does throughout the whole show. He gets smarter about the things that he says. He starts using these tools that he has questions that he's confused about to manipulate some of the captains, the capos, and everything else. So it's like, holy shit, this guy is a grade A level narcissist. And if you guys watch the show, towards the end, he has his therapist, and they kind of split up towards the end where she doesn't want to deal with him anymore because she has her own therapist, and he's walking through what he's doing.
Yeah.
He looks at her after everything that he's doing, murdering people, cheating on his wife, killing whatever the fuck not. And he goes, looks at his therapist, he goes, hey, what you're doing is immoral.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And he's saying it with conviction. He's not saying it to hurt her feelings. He truly believes that in this situation, I am a better person than you.
Yeah.
The guy that kills people for money, the guy that killed his own cousin, kills his family and friends like nothing ever fucking happens,
Yeah.
justifies it too in his own fucking weird way. When he killed his cousin, Christopher, immediately after he kills him, like he starts making excuses on the phone, rambling. Oh, he was this, and that.
Like it deserved it, that junkie. And
That junkie motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, you know what? I'll tell you this. I'm actually happy. Happy that he died.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And look, arguably so, mobster rules, Chris should have died in the first season. He broke some horrendous rules that Tony would have killed anybody else for like that. And the only reason why he didn't kill Chris, in my personal opinion, is because he's the guy that he can manipulate all the time. And that's why he made him a captain before he made Paulie a captain, because he can't control Paulie like that, but he could control Chris. Right? So he always had him by his side. So he was allowed to break all these fucking rules, which now also for me, I believe that Paulie was in cahoots to how Tony got killed.
Right.
I think Paulie started hating him because I think he started feeling that he was going to kill him.
Right, right.
So this whole show
It's
crazy.
yeah. So how do you rank it? Like, I said top 3 last.
To me, my favorite. So
number
far.
1, right?
Right.
It better than Breaking Bad for you.
Way better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Breaking Bad, and it's not because Breaking Bad is bad.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad is a shade of Sopranos.
Yes.
So it doesn't compare.
Yeah.
And I think in your case, if I first saw Sopranos, I wouldn't have liked Breaking Bad as much as I did.
Right.
Because it has that same type of narcissistic character that they both have, but then James Gandolfini played this character a different way. And it was just perfect. It was so fucking perfect, dude. Like I couldn't have asked for a better Who else would have played that character? Makes me wonder.
You can't even think.
Now I also appreciate Ari Spears' impression even more.
Yeah, he's the best at it. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Sopranos is like culture changer. So if you're young and you've never seen it, like literally put it on. I think it's better than Game of Thrones because of the way Game of Thrones ended and it petered out so terribly. I like it better than Breaking Bad. Sure, yeah.
There's a scene in the show where you guys watch. This is actually one of the peak moments of the show for me. Not because of what was happening. It was because I've never seen such a realistic depiction of. Kind of remind me of your mom, Edie Falco's character.
Yeah.
Right. Edie Falco plays Mrs. Soprano, plays Tony Soprano's wife.
Yeah.
Right. In the beginning of the show, you kind of empathize with her a lot, right? Because she's in the mob, and she's married to this mob guy. She's always worried he's going to die. He treats her like shit. He has a bunch of gumars, which are, side chicks.
Mistresses.
Yeah. I love the fucking Italian American language too, by the way. Afangul. But I don't know what these words mean, but they're fantastic. But, you kind of empathize with her a lot. Like you feel bad for her. Then she starts finding solace into like the pastor and then one of the other mobsters, and you kind of like feel bad for her. Well, they get a divorce, or they're on the verge of getting a divorce, right? Edie Falco's character starts to realize, oh shit, I think I'm just as bad as him. Because I married the mobster. I have the things I have because of the power that he has. He pushes things forwards for me.
Yeah.
So instead, she gets back with him, and instead of trying to fight him for being a mobster or whatnot, she started using the stuff that he has to get what she needs to get done.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at somebody who's trying to wash their hands clean of everything as if they're this angel.
Yeah.
You're not. You are a part of the mob. You just don't say it out loud. Doesn't mean that it's not true. Mm-hmm. Because your husband is Tony Soprano. And so she realized her life without him was a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
and you benefited from everything, but you want to act like your hands are clean? It's not. It's absolutely not. And that's very real. They had this fight in the kitchen where when you see like couples fight, they kind of go through this thing where in movies and films anyways, where they always have a long monologue or a diatribe with each other. They're screaming at each other, and they have this moment where it comes down. And these are great acting moments, right? But when you have somebody who's completely fed up and they don't feel safe, what do they actually do? They run away. So Tony comes in and Tony's being who Tony is. Like he's being fucking mess, screaming, cursing, and she goes, I can't take it. I'm losing my fucking mind. And she breaks down and just starts screaming. Because I've seen my mom do that.
Yeah.
Not that my dad's Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
But like when they're fed up with their part, I saw that and I was like, oh shit, that was the realest depiction of a fight I've seen in my life.
Right.
Fucking Edie Falco, dude.
Yeah. They've many Emmy awards have gone through the Sopranos, dude. Amazing. Yeah.
It's so good. Character development, acting, everything.
All of it. The ensemble cast.
Dude, when's the last time you saw it?
I'm still on it. Like I'll put it on in the background while I'm working on my car shit. Yeah.
It's literally the best. Like watching it again too, it's like, oh, I still like it.
I'm on season 4, the middle of season 4.
That's when it's spicing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude.
But after if you're done with your second run through, it's The Wire now. You got to watch The Wire. Okay. Yeah.
I already saw some notable people. There was Michael B. Jordan in it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this kid?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Well, guys, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain. I don't know what we talked about because I didn't smoke weed.
Yeah. Hey, maybe next time we'll talk about Squid Game season 2.
Yes.
Because I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, I just started watching it.
Yeah,
so watch it through, and I'm very curious to see what you think because there's only 8 episodes. It's not all the way through.
Right.
It's like half the season. You guys can catch Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. Shit. I know, John. I'm a little high. Fucking 12 p.m. You catch Ed at Ed Park VP and Manga Miata. Check out all of his car stuff. Secret Society, that's SCRTSOCIETY. If you guys are in Hawaii, make sure that you go to my store, JUNBI Jumbi. We are in the heart of the Royal Hawaiian. That's Jumbi Waikiki. We have all your matcha, lovely, delicious stuff out there. Thank you guys very much. Everybody who was affected by the fires, just know that I'm supporting you. I've already donated money, clothes, everything else like that. We're doing the best that we can. If you guys know about the fires, even though this is probably a few weeks since it's passed, people still need clothes, people still need donations, people still need food. So thank you guys very much. God bless. And then in the previous podcast, I talked about this guy named John. Fuck you, guy. See you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.